Hi. Okay, great. Glad I can make it. Baruch Hashem. Thank God. We're live here at Attach Torah Center. And today the topic is the new release of 10 historic eclipses. The corrective dating. We had 6 before, and those mostly had to the Greco-Persian Wars. And so now we retitle that Greco-Persian Wars, 6 historic eclipses. Now we have 4 more, really 5 more. One of those, because it used to, okay, maybe 4 more. But before, I think the 6 were really, the 6 were 5. Now we're up to at least 10, not maybe 11, but 2 are the same eclipse. Anyway, hopefully you got you saw I sent out to my Facebook friends, on LinkedIn, and my business contacts, on Twitter, and on YouTube. I included the links for look on my channel. I put out a message about an hour ago with a link to the presentation. It shows the 10, and it's all of them correct the history books, the inflated, I like to call it, inflated Hellenized history books that obscure the truth, obscure the which obscures our the knowledge of our one common Father, Hashem, the name, God of Abraham, of the Abrahamic faith, and Noahide, which is also, I guess, a Abrahamic faith, proto-Abraham, Noah, going back to first Adam, where it began. And which, once you know a Father, you know that the sanctity of every human life, inherent in each human life, which I think, the founders of America incorporated into the implicit, at least if not explicit, in the founding of United States of America, which civil rights, private property rights, the individual, the state shouldn't be usurping, many of our basic liberties to be able to be aware of and serve in our respective ways one common Father. Okay, so here are some of by memory, because I don't even have it in the book yet. And just hopefully I'll do that after this introduction. Starting with the oldest first, there's an Ugarit. I may not be pronouncing it right. It might be Ungar. I think this is a song. Ungarit text, which first they had over 3,000 years old, I believe. And then they reduced that by a few hundred years. So instead of being inflated by over 600 years, it's only inflated by about 400 years. And it's really from the end of Ramses II. So yeah, you think, that's pretty, that's over 1,000 years old, but really not. Ramses II, we identify, and we have the link in the article, is Shishak, like David Rawl. First, he does that nice anchor with the Elamana letter span being during the end of Eli, during Samuel, King Saul, into early King David. So that's, then you examine the things and you realize Ramses II is Shishak of the father-in-law of King Solomon. So how long ago did King Solomon live? Look at Pearlman versus Ptolemy canon. The link is also there. The current consensus, back at the Elamana letters, consensus inflated, Hellenized consensus is inflated by 455 years. By the time of Sargon II, at the end of his thriving by the end of the three-phase exile of the 10 tribes, the current Hellenized consensus is only inflated by 164 years. And it's still inflated by 164, during Babylonian Empire and then into the Persian Empire, where it begins to reduce. And by the end of the Persian Empire, it's only inflated by 16 years. And those 16 years are probably during Ptolemy II himself, during the probably 16 years of overlap with his father, Ptolemy I. We already know about some of the overlap, but 16 years of it's not recognized, where they extend his reign for whatever reason for 16 years. But that's when we had the Septuagint, the 72, so the 72 Torah sages. Okay, so anyway, yeah, by the end of Ptolemy II, 245 before the Christian era, 3,515 on a Monday, start year one with Adam, then 1,948 to the birth of Abraham Avinu, then 100 years to the birth of Isaac, 400 years till the Exodus, 480 years to year 4 King Solomon, the son-in-law, the famous son-in-law of Ramses II. Then from King Solomon year 4 up to 1948 plus 500, the Exodus, within a few years of the passing of Pepe II, who most of the life of Moses until a year or so before he came back. 2448 for the Exodus, plus 480 is 29, 28, plus 410, 33, 38. The end of Holy Temple 2, less 18, and you're back at 3320, year 2 Nebuchadnezzar. That's the start of Jeremiah's 70 years. The first 18 years are under Babylonian occupation. Then from 3338, 52 years until Cyrus' proclamation. So right there, the history books are already inflating, have a lot of that fudge. That's where a lot of that fudge is. And then during those 52 years until Alexander the Macedonian, initial victory at Granicus River in 3,442. So, okay, so the 5 years after King Solomon, so King Solomon, 2448 Exodus plus 480 to his year 4, minus 4 is the start, 29, 24, which is at the end of 40 of King David. Okay. Hi, Ofer. Hey, I'm doing a YouTube. Chag Shavuot Sameach. Okay, I'm going to put you on speakerphone. I want everybody to hear. So, are you calling? It's Man Matan Taratena, right? So, have any like a 1 minute insight you want to share? If anybody's listening. Oh, nice. Chag HaKatsir, is that harvest or something? No, it's Bikurim. Okay, first fruits. Nice. Nice. What's the last one? Oh man! Wait, tell me the hey Chag. Okay, what's after Chag Bikurim? Yeah, can see his how he's cutting. Asif. Asif is gathering, right? Lasa, to gather. Yeah, we have to add, not subtract. Yeah, when we struggle. Okay, nice. Hey, have you ever heard the one? I think the Chazan Ish. He said maybe the Donagun, Bechor, Haga Pikurim, right? The only three letters in the Hebrew alphabet that are double the letters that precede them are the Bays, the Chaf, and the Resh. Bays 2, double one, Aleph, Chaf 20, double Yud, and Resh 200, double Kuf, right? Yeah. Yeah. Just in case, I think the story is somebody doesn't know Torah and doesn't want his Bechor brother getting a double portion. So you got to prove. I already know the olive bays, So that's so. I guess after that, shut him up, or whatever, made him be, stop arguing.
We have one more name. It's
Mayim, water. Huh? Why do you?
Because that holiday, they were the people they're coming up to Yerushalayim.
Nice.
That's the hottest regel.
Huh.
So they would pour water on the people who were coming.
Nice. It was so not like a libation offering, but a different type of they did water, right? They did what do they call that? The sukkahs, right? Or they did some kind of libation, right? Water libation, something.
I know there was spraying water on the people who were coming to Jerusalem.
Nice.
They're calling it Haggai.
Nice.
And then I don't know the name that is associated with 17 individuals to snatch the girls.
Oh, does that have to do with Shavuos at all? That's when we forgave them and helped them get repopulate.
I don't know the big story, but there is a name associated with them doing that.
Whoa, nice.
Anyway, it's always good to know that there is another name.
Wow.
It's there, we know what it's about, but we haven't counted it yet because we don't remember.
Oh, so you're not the only one who doesn't remember, or you think somebody does? It's like one of those old. Well, there used to be like a book of like all these things that we celebrated during the Second Temple that we stopped celebrating a lot of them. So maybe that in that book.
I don't know. But I can tell you that we're reliving that we had the second time of the Mikdash, including the Qurban, because you know that both by Rishon and by Sheni, the Qurban was called because of some internal dispute that resulted in somebody going outside.
Yeah.
To get somebody to help him fight his brother.
Yeah.
By Sheni was the Hamanokilus that you would have unstoppable. They recruited the Romans and resulted in the Qurban. By Rishon was believed in the Shurim. I don't remember exactly who was fighting whom, but again. But now we are reliving it again because a couple of months ago, a month ago, we had guns come to the United States to ask Schumer to fight Netanyahu for them.
Yeah, that was unbelievable. Hopefully, people now. It's good that he came out of the closet on that, so we can see who he is. I think the.
It's a big problem, it's a very big problem because it's not healthy.
Yeah.
You think it helps, but it doesn't help. The reason it doesn't help is because he was number one contender to dethrone Netanyahu.
Yeah.
And although he was far behind, and I personally hate him, but when he had done that, basically he thought it was his advantage, but he removed himself off the team.
Yeah, he got greedy, and his handlers miscalculated.
So Blinken
yeah, subversion and
in Israel.
yeah,
But the fact that he was involved in that removed him from the political arena.
which is very good. Yeah,
No, it's not good.
that he's removed.
You cannot establish solid grasp of control for the right if the opposition is not defined. And he was the face of the opposition. When there is no opposition at all, it's not good. It has to be defined, but we want it to be weak. But I don't know that what happened was good.
Well, it should be Gamzu Latov. Sometimes, that maybe the opposition will disintegrate because it'll start. The weaker the opposition is, they'll start fighting with each other instead of, because normally weak. Yeah.
But I don't believe in that. I think that the opposition needs to have hope that they're just about to win, and they will make less damage, and there will be less aggressive. I believe that. I don't know if that's true, but
Yeah. Okay.
anyways, I'll let you get back to your.
Okay. Yeah. Turn on to YouTube, and I'll be talking a little bit about the article. I shared it. Are you on LinkedIn or Facebook or my Twitter feed? Okay. Okay. So it turns out that the first two historic eclipses that the history books have much speculate were much earlier, like the Ugaritic text and the Assyrian Chronicle. It turns out they're both during King of Judah, Asa. Asa was righteous. Asa, yeah. And I think it's in Chronicles 2, chapter 9, or I forgot the exact, but no, maybe I'm thinking of, no, maybe I'm thinking something different. Actually, it's not that. But what happened, like a 1,000,000-man army came from Kush, from Kush. I don't think that was the earthquake that I remember, but it turns out that one of the eclipses, the one from the Assyrian Chronicle, turns out to be during Asa year 14. And then the next year, they have a celebration in Jerusalem 1 year after on his 15th year. And they beat a 1,000,000-man army, and should check out the prayer that he made to Hashem in order, because he had, so you're talking about Benjamin. There were already over 200,000 by that point from the tribe of Benjamin. So they had an amazing recovery. That's probably men between 20 and 60, although maybe they took even below 20 or over 60. And then I think it was 300,000 from Judah or something. So they outnumbered us 2-1. And they came up and I identified the person from Egypt, the upper Egypt, up to, down toward Ethiopia, down lower into Africa, who came up, and they had a massive loss against us, and we celebrated. We got plenty of spoils. They came, they came. A lot of times back then, people would travel with their wealth because they were afraid to leave it at home when they were going away, the soldiers, and then in Gerar too. Anyway, it was a big victory. And 7 years earlier is the Ugaritic text, that solar eclipse, which was the last year of Ramses II, his 66th year, and Ramses II started the same year as his son-in-law Solomon. Ramses II is Shishak, we identify. Okay, so anyway, I'll talk to you later. Chag Sameach. Thank you for calling. Okay. Okay, best regards to everybody. Thanks for calling. Okay, bye. Okay, bye. Okay, so hopefully you heard that. So anyway, check out that new 10 historic solar eclipses. And okay, so the other two I have to think about. Just look on the paper. You know what, I could probably do a split screen, and I'm going to try to pull this up here. Documents. Okay. Okay, there we go. Nice. That's too nice. Oh, there we go. Not sure if you can see the screen or not. Documents. Oh, see that? 10 historical eclipses. I don't know if you can see this. Okay. Going to okay. Nope. Trying to get this document up on the screen here. Nope, doesn't work. So, listen, I'm going to try to read it so you'll hear me anyway. Okay, so we have the Ugarit tablet at 770 before the Christian era. That's 2990, 2990. Don't forget, King Solomon ends 2964, start 2924. Then that's King Asa 7, Ramses 2, year 66. Then the Assyrian Bur Sagali eclipse. So the eclipse of 763 was during King Asa, year 14, during that major victory against that million-man army that attacked. And Hashem delivered us, and he had a beautiful prayer there. I think the prayers, it might be in Kings 2, if not in Chronicles 2. Well, and that's also, okay. Then there's, but the actual date of the one, the Assyrian tablet's not talking about that one. The 763 is consensus assignment on that, but that's not the accurate date. The real date for that Assyrian chronicle is 585. Okay, 585 is in 3175. 3175 is a little bit before the start of the three-phase Assyrian exile of the 10 tribes of Israel that began in 3187, although there is one view that it started a little bit before 3187. Okay, then by Hezekiah, King of Judah, Hezekiah, was not in 702. That was in 547 when the shadow went back 10 steps. That's 2 Kings 20, verses 1 through 11 with Rashi. Maybe that's okay. Okay, so okay, yeah. What Amos is not talking. Okay, Amos probably saw a few solar eclipses, but Amos is talking about much later when Nico 2 slays the king a little bit before Nebuchadnezzar, a few years before that. The king of Israel, Judah. Otius, the poet. Oh, here's a new one. That was in 479, not in 648. 479, 3281. 3281 is okay. We'd have to check that. If you go down a few pages, you see what happened about that time. Who was the king of Judah? That's about okay. So maybe Jeremiah could already be active by then. I'm not sure about that though. 3281. Oh, so here's what we do. We get Plate. Okay. The other ones, we already have up. Let's check out 3281. Shouting in the Messiah. Yeshiva Staten Island fundraiser. Had probably like a dozen at least. Shouting in the Messiah by Rabbi Zechariah Fendel. They also had the full volume, but this is a great reference tool. Let's see who the king of Judah was. This is 3213 was his King Hezekiah. 3205, the end of the 10 tribes. Don't forget, Jeremiah brought back some from each of the 10 tribes. 3218, Israel and Judah. So we have 3280, looks like on 2 years. Yeshayahu. Oh, King Yeshayahu, that's who Nietzsche. That's the dimming of the sun in Amos. The dimming of the sun in Amos is talking, it's a prophecy for when Yeshayahu, the dimming of the Davidic dynasty, at the slaying of the tragic slaying of Yeshayahu by Necho II. Not Nacho II, Necho II. Okay. You won't forget it was Necho II. Okay. It was 3285 to 3316. So, close to that. Manasseh was until 3283. Sophoniah, Jeremiah, not long after. Okay. I hope have a happy festival. Shavuos, Zman Matan Taratena, give me the Torah. You heard Chag HaKatzia, Chag HaBikurim, the first fruits. Before. And last week's Pasha, we the Levites were redeemed. The firstborn redeemed through the Levites, and the Levites took the role that had been assigned to the Becharim, the first one. Okay, I'm gonna check out, and we can always get back on again another day. Okay, thank you for if you watched and liking, sharing. Sign on, to follow, so that way when I do another presentation, maybe you'll see it. Okay. And look for the memo with the links to the article. 6 pages, 6 by 9, so about 4 regular pages, 3 or 4 regular pages on a 9 by 11 on the 10 historic eclipses to fix the history books. Pearlman YeC. The alignment of Torah testimony, science, and ancient civilization. Moshe Emes means Moses had it right to begin with, and alone stands the test of time, for the duration unchanged, for the span covered, from actually before the start of time, Tohu, prior to during conception, planning and design, until 2448, which is shortly after the death of Hammurabi, and who we identify as Sicha. You have a link for that too. David is Teta, so the kingdom of Teta. We have a couple of links in there about they mentioned Teta, which Tedu. which they're talking about, David, at least one of them. And so the kingdom of Teta was mid-David until Solomon, and it extended to the Euphrates, and he had out, the King Toi of Hamath in Syria, allied with David. Okay. What else? Okay, thank you. Check it out. Try to follow, recommend on ResearchGate, share, and that will help correct the history books, and help advance science. Don't forget to check out Pearlman YeC Spiral, Cosmological Redshift Hypothesis and Model is volume 2. How the vastly strongest science attests to Torah narrative and timeline falsifies the current consensus. So it's thousands, not billions. If you follow the science, then you either know that the universe is about 6,000 years old, or you don't follow, or you will, or now you know that you don't know. And if you don't come and study and find out in the next, within 30 days, you're willfully ignorant. So you're just lying to yourself. If you claim to follow the science and you still believe that the universe is billions or even millions of years old. Check out articles on radiometric dating and dendrochronology, protogalactic formation, stellar formation, rock formation, tectonic action, the Mabul, global flood, Noah, and everything else you can think of, and lots of references, like Jack Yaakov Hanoka, PhD chemistry, John Baumgartner, Egyptology. James D. Long is one mentor, early mentor, and I already mentioned David Rawl on the EA letter span, and we help corroborate his identification of Shishak as Ramses II. Okay, a lot more. Just check it out, and just a memo if you have a question they can't figure out. Okay.